Brisbane Roar is a professional soccer club based in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. The club was established in 1957 as Holinda Inala Soccer Club and has undergone several name changes throughout its history. The club's colors are orange, black, and white, but it could be similar to the Dutch flag or the Dutch national team. The club's early years were spent competing in local and state competitions. The club's colors at the time were not yet the familiar orange, black, and white, but they were likely very different from the current colors. The 1960 seasons would have seen the club participating in various local leagues and competitions, aiming at achieving success at a regional level. During this era, the fan base would have been relatively small, consisting of many local supporters who followed with the team's progress in regional matches. The level of media and coverage and public attention was not really surrounding the club and would be limited comparable to the modern day, where you could watch Australian football from anywhere and everywhere. And it's important to note that the club's name, branding, and structure underwent significant changes in the subsequent years, eventually leading to its transformation into the Brisbane Roar. However, during the 1960s, the Holinda Inala Soccer Club was in its early stages of its development as an organization in Brisbane, Australia. In 1977, the team changed its name to Brisbane Lions Soccer Club to integrate themselves with the local English language in Australia, and it also continued to play in various lower divisions. The club has limited success during this period, being primarily operating as a semi-professional outfit. And as a semi-professional club, the teams consisted of players who were passionate about the sport and dedicated a lot of time to represent their clubs. Throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, the Brisbane Lions Soccer Club underwent several name changes, reflecting the club's evolving identity. While the exact same sequence in this timings of names may vary from variations of Brisbane City, Brisbane Lions, or Queensland's Lions. During this period, the club has its ups and downs, and with varying levels of success in the fields. However, it's important to note that the club's predominance and achievements during this era was comparable to the later success of the Brisbane Roar in the Australian League. The 90s marked a transitional period for Australian soccer as the sport underwent significant changes and centralisation. The establishment of the Australian League in 2005 would provide a new platform for clubs like Brisbane Roar to compete on the highest levels on Australia's football. As they're joining the Australian League in 2004, they would rebrand themselves into the Queensland Roar FC, signaling their ambition to become the leading soccer player in the state. The team's new management focused on a competitive squad and enhancing the club's infrastructure. In 2005, they would join the Australian League, which was just formed at the time, which would turn out to be the top professional soccer league in Australia. As the first league season took place in 2005-2006, Queensland Roar finished in 4th place. The team's colors were changed into orange and black, and the new name adopted was Roar. And in the 2006-2007 season saw the club reach new heights. Under Frank Nganga, the Roar finished as minor premiers and ended up topping the league standings on the end of the regular season. However, they were eliminated in the playoffs final by Adelaide. In the following years, the club had a mixed experience of success. As their coaching staff and players rosters helped the Roars aimed for success in the Australian League, there were some ups and downs in maintaining a strong fan base and continuing to play in the top tier of Australian football. Breakthrough came in the 2010-2011 team when the team was coached by Ange Postecoglou, who became a dominant force in Australian football as Brisbane Roar set a new record, going unbeaten in 36 consecutive matches, including a regular season and playoff matches. They won the Premier Plate as the league's top team and clinched the Australian League Championship, defeating the Central Coast Mariners in a thrilling grand final, which even went to penalty shootouts. As the success continued in the 2011-2012 season, as the Brisbane Roars defended their Australian Championship title, defeating Perth Glory in the grand final. This made them the first club in Australia's history to win back-to-back championships. In the subsequent years, Brisbane Roar remained a competitive team and consistently qualified for the playoffs. They were challenged by coaching staff with Mike Movili and Franz Hussein taking charge before John Aloisi became head coach in 2015. While the club didn't win another championship during this period, they will be a predominant force in the league. Also, back in 2011, they exchanged their club's ownership to Indonesian conglomerate Marquee Group, who purchased a majority stake in the club, and as in 2017, they will become full sole owners of the club. Brisbane Roar continues to be an active member of Australia's Football League and continue to compete in both international and domestic competitions. The club has a loyal fan base and contributed significantly to the growth and development of Queensland and Australia as a whole. Brisbane is a really important club if you want to know about the landscape of Australian football. As Australia's longest surviving club, remembering Brisbane would bring light to the Queensland province soccer. If you enjoyed this video, I strongly advise you to hit the subscribe button and like the video. Thank you, and this was from Franklin, and have a nice day.